Viewers, after successful Operation Sindoor, after how India responded to Pakistan's Pahalgam carnage, after India's successful retaliation, the centre has now decided to send some politicians, some delegations to partner countries to tell them about the entire conflict situation and also to tell them about India's stance as far as India and Pakistan relations are concerned. The centre has announced the names of 7 lawmakers who will be leading these delegations to several countries. They will brief the foreign community, the world leaders about India's military action. Operation Sindoor targeting Pakistani terror bases. The Parliamentary Affairs Ministry has revealed that the delegations will be led by prominent lawmakers from different political parties, including Congress MP Shashi Tharoor, BJP's Ravi Shankar Prasad, Janata Dal United's Sanjay Kumar Jha, BJP's Baijant Panda, and DMK's Kanimoyi Karunanidhi, NCP's Supriya Sule, and Shiv Sena's Shrikant Shinde. So these 7 leaders are going to lead 7 different delegations to different parts of the world. Now the delegations will visit key countries, including members of the United Nations Security Council. The idea is to tell them about India's stance as far as this entire situation is concerned, and to also in a way try and isolate Pakistan when it comes to Pakistan being a country that still continues to harbor terrorists, to fund terrorism, and what all it has done in the last few weeks. Now each delegation will include prominent political figures, diplomats and experts as well, who will be part of this particular delegation, and the aim is to strengthen India's diplomatic stance and also garner international support for its actions. Remember, India after every press conference has shown proper proof about how India's fight was against terror and not Pakistan, and how Pakistan has continuously exported terrorism to India. Let's now tell you a little bit about the all-party delegations that are going to be visiting different countries in different parts of the world. We have accessed some details as well of the contingent. So as far as the contingent to Japan is concerned, that is going to be led by JDU's Sanjay Jha, and in his team there are going to be prominent leaders like Salman Khurshid, Yusuf Pathan, Hemang Joshi and John Brittas. We have also accessed details of some other contingents as well, other delegations. The other delegation, let's go to the next one. This is about JDU Sanjay Jha. Let's talk about Shrikant Shinde, who is going to be leading the delegation that will be visiting Middle East, UAE and Africa. And what we have learned so far, that members in his team are going to include Basuri Swaraj, Sasmit Patra and of course few others as well. And we have also got details of the contingent that's going to be led by Shashi Tharoor of the Congress Party. He is going to lead the contingent to the United States of America. Now this is an important territory, and his delegation will have members like Shambhavi Chaudhary, Sudeep Bandyopadhyay and few other leaders as well. But this particular name, Shashi Tharoor's name as one of the leaders who will be leading one of the 7 delegations, has now triggered a big political storm as well within the Congress Party. Listen in to these reactions.
This is a great foresight of the Government of India and particularly the Prime Minister, that he has trusted members of Parliament of all political parties mainly to go and convey to the world the whole strategy of India for peace, amity and above all tough action against terrorism. Terrorism is a global curse. I am very happy that the Prime Minister has chosen me to lead the delegation. We will convey India's concern, we will be getting a proper briefing.
We are glad to associate with the delegations that are being sent across to underline the national cause of our nation. Though we have certain reservations about the stand of the government with regard to the demands we have raised, but we feel that it's imperative that our country put across the views of our people, our nation as to the terrorism that has become on a day-to-day routine from across the border. So we feel that this exercise can enrich the cause and case of the government of India and also our nation.
I am thankful to Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji to nominate me in this delegation, and I am heading one of the delegation. 7 delegation जा रहा है और 1 delegation को मैं लीड कर रहा हूँ। और 2 पार्ट है इसका। सबसे बड़ा इशू है कि जब देश की बात होती है, the entire country is united. All party are together. There is one voice from the country when it comes to the country's security. Second, we will go and definitely brief them that it is state-sponsored terrorism.
After the centre named Congress MP Shashi Tharoor to lead the delegation to the United States of America, Congress leader Jairam Ramesh in fact reacted. Jairam Ramesh stated that the Congress party had proposed 4 names as per the request of the centre. Now these included senior leaders like Anand Sharma and Gaurav Gogoi. Shashi Tharoor's name was not there in the list that was given by Congress party to the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. However, it was Tharoor ultimately who was chosen by the centre to represent the party on the global stage. Jairam Ramesh questioned centre's intentions behind this. Meanwhile, responding to his inclusion, Shashi Tharoor welcomed the decision and he said that he is honoured to serve the nation in this important diplomatic initiative. He welcomed the move, he expressed his commitment to serve the nation, and it seems that his acceptance of centre's invitation has not gone down well with his own party. Other senior Congress leaders have also hit out at their own MP, claiming he should have consulted the party leadership before accepting the government's proposal. Some leaders even question whether Tharoor is speaking for the Congress or acting as a spokesperson of the BJP. Listen.
Mr. Ramesh is opposing the name of Shashi Tharoor. He is your party MP.
Jairam Ramesh or any one person opposing anybody's name. No. There is a system of doing things. We had sent our names and the government should have been more sensitive.
It is up to the Congress to decide to whom to...
But the Congress tweeted 4 names, but Shashi Tharoor's name was not in that.
So why is it up to the party to decide? Why? There are many MPs, not only Shashi Tharoor is MP, that is why the question is being raised. I don't find that there is any relevance.
So the government chose Shashi Tharoor?
That's up to the government. Already I have said that it's difficult to say that whether Mr. Shashi Tharoor is a spokesperson of BJP or Congress. Already I have said it.
But the big question really is, why has the Congress party sidelined its own senior leader, somebody like Shashi Tharoor, who would have been the perfect leader to represent the country in the current situation? Let's give you a little bit of perspective here. Now, despite his diplomatic experience, expertise and stature, Shashi Tharoor was not among the names originally recommended by the Congress party for the all-party delegation. What followed was even more telling. Tharoor faced internal criticism for appreciating Prime Minister's approach during the military escalation. Party insiders panned him for not strictly towing the party line. So was Shashi Tharoor sidelined by his own party for standing with Bharat at a critical moment? While his own party has sidelined Tharoor, BJP has lauded Tharoor for his experience and expertise on the issue. Listen in.
पर जो व्यक्ति डॉक्टर शशि थरूर लगातार पाकिस्तान को बेनकाब कर रहे हैं, जिन्होंने लगातार पाकिस्तान के नैरेटिव को ध्वस्त किया है, उनका नाम कांग्रेस पार्टी नहीं देती। एक तरफ केरला कांग्रेस शशि थरूर के गुणगान करती है और मेन कांग्रेस उनसे खफा है क्योंकि उन्होंने भारत को प्रथम रखा, उन्होंने पार्टी को नहीं, उन्होंने पाकिस्तान परस्ती की लाइन को नहीं, भारत को प्रथम रखा। तो शशि थरूर को पर्सोना नॉन ग्राटा डिक्लेयर कर दिया है कांग्रेस ने। पर जिस व्यक्ति ने भारत को प्रथम रखा और पाकिस्तान के नैरेटिव को डेमोलिश किया, आज वो उसका विरोध कर रही है, उनको पर्सोना नॉन ग्राटा बता रही है, उनका नाम अपने डेलीगेशन में भी नहीं दे रही है। ये अलग बात है कि शशि थरूर ने कहा है कि वो राष्ट्र सेवा के लिए हमेशा उपलब्ध है।
Not just that, viewers, in fact, there is another political face-off that has also erupted over the proposed names for India's all-party diplomatic delegation. The BJP has strongly objected to the inclusion of Congress leader Gaurav Gogoi, citing past allegations made by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma. Himanta had earlier accused Gaurav Gogoi of raising anti-India slogans, a charge that BJP is now reiterating. The controversy, by the way, doesn't end there. The BJP has also slammed the suggestion of Congress MP Nasir Hussain, pointing that there are serious charges against him. Now, viewers, India has launched a mega diplomatic mission with a clear agenda to strengthen its position on the global stage following successful Operation Sindoor. The diplomatic delegations led by top lawmakers are tasked with presenting India's case to the entire world, focusing on several key points. Agenda number 1, detail Pak provocations that necessitated strikes. Why was it important for India to launch Operation Sindoor? That message needs to be sent to the world. Remember, there were certain Western media publications which even, called terrorist gunmen. So it is important to tell the India story, India's narrative. Agenda number 2, underscore why Operation Sindoor was required. Tell the world about the monstrosity. Tell the world about how Pahalgam carnage took place on 22nd of April and how Hindus were identified and brutally killed. This needs to be told to the entire world, and that's the reason why India came up with Operation Sindoor. Agenda number 3. Emphasize precise targeting of terror hideouts. From day one, India has been saying our fight is against terror. Our fight is against terror and nothing else. And that's the reason why it was important to strike the terror dens, because Pakistan is not doing it. Pakistan is not dismantling the terror hubs, the terror infrastructure there. And hence, for India, which has been at the receiving end as far as terrorism, cross-border terrorism is concerned, we had to take matters in our own hands. Agenda number 4, convey potential future action if terror strikes. Remember India's new doctrine spelled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that now we are not going to tolerate anything, any form of terror is going to be seen as an act of war. Agenda number 5, expose Pakistan's role in pushing global terror. Pakistan's terror has impacted everybody. It's not just India. That's another thing that India needs to convey to the entire world. And that's the reason why, viewers, this diplomatic mission, India's mega diplomatic mission, is absolutely important. Let me now go across to my colleague Pragya, who is joining us live for more on this. Pragya, it's very interesting because we also need to tell the world about India's intentions going forward. We have given the new doctrine that any act of terror is going to be treated as an act of war now. Pakistan clearly is being monitored very, very closely. Operation Sindoor is not over. But tell us a little bit about this mission of the center. How is it going to take shape? How soon can we expect these delegations, going to several countries that they've been asked to visit and tell the India story?
Well, I would say this is a diplomatic mission that these MPs and former MOS Minister of External Affairs and diplomats and bureaucrats have been part of this panel, and they have been very selectively chosen for this particular task. The agenda is to have a diplomatic say when it comes to the terror, and also to showcase that it is India that is just retaliating to what the Pakistan was doing, and we were non-escalatory and we had very measured response in response to what Pakistan did to us. In a way, projecting and also telling the world that we have ample evidence and ample proof that Pakistan is a terror nation, and not just the in fact the military and the government are also in cahoots with terrorists and terrorism. So all of that is going to be spoken about during these delegations to various parties, political parties, and to the government. Also in those nations, the MPs are going to visit the world capitals, is what we are given to understand. Also, it's a very big diplomatic mission that the government has launched, because remember, both Raksha Mantri and Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi both have said that the Operation Sindoor is not over. They have some intelligence input and they know that Pakistan has never kept its word, and thereby the military command in fact said that this is just a suspension of retaliation and this is not the end of Operation Sindoor. So we know that Pakistan will not budge from its activities spreading terror on Indian soil, because they survive on that. That is the fodder for Pakistan and its economy. This is why they get funds and they are played by many other nations as they themselves claimed. So this delegation becomes very important to say that in future, if India is going to retaliate in whichever way it seems fit, then every nation should know why India did it, and no one should come in between or mediate or claim to have mediation between two nuclear countries, as we won't be responsible for it. So India is basically also trying to corner Pakistan on various international groupings as well. There is the IMF, there is G7, G20.
Because there are some still in the world, Pragya, who are still supporting Pakistan. Countries like Turkey, Azerbaijan, and at the same time we have institutions like IMF who, despite knowing what Pakistan has been doing with a country like India, during Operation Sindoor also decided to give another loan to Pakistan, knowing very well where that money is going to be sent. And that is the reason why it is important to tell the world about the reality of Pakistan and how it has been funding and still harboring terrorists. Stay on with us, Pragya.